Right. I think we're good. And you guys can hear me okay, right? Excellent. And I'll ask you to post questions on the chat, and we'll run through them at the end of a call or at the end of a presentation, just so I can show you guys what we have. So we're going to talk about permaculture homeschooling, and welcome everyone who's here, who was able to make it. Again, we're going to be recording this, and we'll share it with everyone else, because we got a lot of good response for the presentation. It's actually someone. Okay. So we will start joining. Excellent. All right, so welcome. My name is Walter Paulo, and I'm the co-founder of Elephant Garden. Elephant Garden is our project, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about what Elephant Garden is all about. But today we're going to talk about permaculture homeschooling. I'm really honored that you guys are here today to explore this journey. We believe it's very transformative, and we've created it for families and homeschoolers, because I know a lot of us and a lot of you guys are exploring homeschooling or actively homeschooling your kids. So this is, I think, is going to be add a lot of value. Today, we'll walk you through why we're talking about permaculture and why we want to share permaculture as a curriculum, and what's included in what we are looking to share. So it's basically a 48-week program. And let me actually try to mute. If you guys can mute yourself, just so we can. Thank you. So we're gonna talk about why permaculture, what's in the 48-week program. Most important, how to teach it with ease across multiple ages, because a lot of us have, or we only have a 5-year-old boy, but there's families that have different kids and different ages. So we want to make sure that we're able to teach this across multiple ages. How this is going to support your homeschooling goals, and how to join. If you guys want to join us on this journey, how to join as a family, as a pod or group, or if you're a leader on a educational passion. So again, we'll end with a Q&A. So hold your questions, just post them in the chat, and we'll go through all the questions at the end, just so we can share everything we have here. And we're here for the questions. So just for now, take a deep breath and just know that you're in the right place. So we're going to explore what we can do together. First of all, let's just back up a little bit, and I wanna talk a little bit about myself, because I want to make sure that you guys understand why I'm doing this. So again, my name is Walter Paulo. I'm a father. I'm an artist, an educator, permaculture designer as a trade, and I've been in real estate for over 20 years. So I've been involved in real estate development, and I'm co-founder of Elephant Garden, which is our project for homeschooling, which started when our son was born. So over the past 20 years, I've worked at the intersection of real estate and regenerative design with different projects. I work in art and education, and the projects that I've done were mainly in the U.S. and Colombia, which is where I'm from, and Mexico, which is where my wife is from. So we've done projects around our community. I'm trained in permaculture design. I'm also a yoga teacher, a plant-based nutrition coach, and I've been passionate about systems thinking and ecological living for as long as I can remember. But my biggest teacher, it's been it's been becoming apparent. So that's when all the skills and everything that I've accumulated over the years, that when I see it is being applied the most. So when my son was born, everything shifted for me. A lot of different things or plans that I had changed, and I realized that the most important thing that I could do wasn't just to grow gardens or develop real estate or other projects, but to help grow a new generation that knows how to live in harmony with the earth. And that's why I created this curriculum. I want to help families give children the tools to reconnect with the land, with each other, and with values that truly matter. So my mission, or our mission, me and my wife, is simple. We want to raise kids who grow food, think critically, design with purpose, and live in alignment with nature. That they're connected with themselves and their nature, and that's what Elephant Garden is. It's all about. You might be thinking if this is right for you, if this is right for your child, and so even though I teach permaculture and I teach and I work in regenerative design, I don't expect every kid to grow up to be a farmer, a homesteader or a permaculture designer. In fact, I'm pretty sure my son is gonna become a rock star, because he's very inclined to set up his own shows and give us concerts all the time. But the truth here is, whether they become musicians, artists, doctors, engineers, or entrepreneurs, the values and skills we're teaching here are still essential. We want to teach things like understanding how nature works, seeing the big picture of what their world is, and we want to help them solve problems creatively. We also want to help them care for something that goes beyond themselves. So we're trying to build resilience and confidence in them, and these are life skills, and they will serve our children, no matter what path they take. So even if they don't become permaculture people, they will grow up with roots in nature, in ethics, in real world understanding. And that's why this matters, because we're not just growing future gardeners, we're growing grounded, compassionate, capable human beings. And that's what we want to build here. Even if some of them turn out to be rock stars, engineers, or whatever, this is going to serve them well. So why permaculture? Permaculture it's a design system that's rooted in ethics, in science, and responsibility. What permaculture gives to children is the ability to see the world through a systems lens. So we want to help them understand that everything is connected. It's not just about gardening. It is a big application of permaculture in the agricultural space, but it's also about observing, designing, collaborating, and caring for people and for the planet. And that's exactly what we teach here. So kids who learn permaculture, they learn to think in systems. They learn to understand the nature of things and nature itself in a deep level. They get to solve real problems, real world problems, which is things that we're facing right now as human beings, and also become earth stewards and community leaders. So our vision is it's very simple. We want to start with an important question, which is what kind of world we're preparing our children for. And this is you as most of you guys are homeschoolers. We are homeschoolers at home. So this is the thing that we always ask ourselves, and we're always asking this type of questions, because we are going in a different path than most of the families are going. So we want to make we always ask what kind of world we're preparing our children for, but also just as important, what kind of children we preparing for that world. So in permaculture, the curriculum that we're sharing today is rooted in permaculture, and again, is a way of thinking, designing, and living that aligns with nature and not against it. So again, permaculture is more than gardening, and it's more than sustainability. It is a design philosophy. It's grounded in ethics. It's built on science, and it's driven by a sense of care for the earth, for people, and for the future. So at the heart of permaculture, we have what we call 3 guiding ethics, or the permaculture principles, the 3 permaculture principles, which are earth care, people care, and fair share. And that's exactly what we want to pass on to our children, not just knowledge and wisdom, but or not just subjects, but systems thinking, not just a school, but a life education. And as we all know, right now, the world is facing real challenges. We're talking about problems like soil loss, water disruption, pollution, climate instability. And we believe something powerful. We believe that our kids are not just bystanders in this. We believe that they can be the ones who solve it. And through this curriculum, we're teaching children how to grow food, how to harvest rain, how to restore ecosystems, build resilient communities, and make decisions based on ethics and observation. So we want to give them real world tools that they can use in their backyards, but also in their future careers. Again, whether they become regenerative farmers, green designers, ecopreneurs, educators, or simply conscious humans, this is a foundation that's gonna prepare them for the world, because the future needs leaders who understand systems. We want to raise citizens who can care for the land, and we also want to have minds that can think critically, that can think creatively, and that can cooperate with each other. So that's a lot of there's a lot of lack of that nowadays, and that's what our permaculture curriculum is all about. So we translated what's called the core teachings of the permaculture design course, which is what we take as when we're training in permaculture, and when we want to take a career in a professional level in permaculture, we take what's called a permaculture design certificate. It's called a PDC. So what we've done with this curriculum is we translated these teachings, and we bring them into an accessible and engaging hands-on format for the youth. It's not fluff. It's the real deal. It's made child-friendly, community-based, and homeschool ready. So this is about restoring the connection to food, to nature, to purpose, and most important, to each other. So it's also about joy, because when kids learn through wonder, through storytelling, to hands-on projects, in creative exploration, they remember whatever we're sharing with them, and they grow as human beings. So as promised, today we'll walk you through what's in the 42-week program. We want to walk you through how to teach it with ease, again, across multiple ages. How this is going to support your homeschool goals, and how you guys can join as a family or as a group. Again, and we'll end with a Q&A at the end. So let me walk you through what's included and how it is designed to make your life easier and more meaningful for your homeschooling, for you guys as homeschooling parents or groups. Each week, you'll receive a complete lesson. So the 48-week curriculum is basically an every week for the whole year. Each week you're gonna receive a complete lesson with a topic that's drawn from permaculture design. And again, it's adapted for kids. You'll get a clear script and a clear explanation for the adult, and multiple entry points for different ages and learning styles. So we keep this hands-on, creative, and meaningful, because that's how learning is gonna stick. We have it again. It's designed for home, for pod or co-op settings. It's delivered weekly by email, and we'll have a bi-weekly live Q&A, so everyone can send questions, everyone can join and create that community and get that feedback and about what their experience is with the curriculum and what their experience is teaching the curriculum. So how does it work? The curriculum, again, expands 48 weeks, is delivered one lesson at a time. Each week is going to center about one of the concepts of permaculture, whether it's growing food, observing ecosystems, understanding water cycles, or designing sustainable systems. We're sending this one lesson at a time because we want to make sure that you have enough time and enough space to guide this. You as a parent and facilitator, you don't need to be a permaculture expert or science teacher. Each lesson, it starts with a short adult-facing guide, which explains the core idea. It's simple and clear, and you think of it as a script or an anchor to teach it, and it's going to prepare you to confidently lead the experience. At the kid level, we want to start with a story or a conversation starter. So every week we have an age-appropriate narrative, a story, a question, or a metaphor, and that's going to open up the lesson. And in this way, kids, they can relate to the lesson, and this is how we're going to spark curiosity and build intuitive understanding of the concepts that we're teaching. Sometimes it's going to be more concepts, sometimes it's going to be more project-based. We want to give them the basis to understand permaculture and the impact that it can have. The activity, we always have a hands-on activity as part of the lesson, and this is the heart of each lesson. It's not a worksheet, it's an experience. So kids might make a soil observation journal, design a mini food forest, build a worm bin, or map out how water moves across a yard. It's all project-based and it's playful, and that's because we want to make sure that kids are engaged, and that's how learning is going to stick. We want to make it playful. We want to make it project-based, especially for the younger kids. In each lesson, we have a reflection or a journaling activity, and this is gonna be an optional creative extension. This is gonna be something like a drawing or a writing or a group discussion, or even community-based actions. For example, let's visit the closest community garden. Let's see what's happening in there. We want to start creating those spaces for kids to understand the implications of what we're sharing. So this is designed to support the emotional processing and in the reflection on the lesson and deeper learning and that creative thinking that comes from taking a lesson and seeing it in action. Maybe again, if you walk into a community garden or if you have a project, you're gonna see it in action. Kids are gonna see it in action, and that's how they're gonna start processing the lesson. Again, we wanna make this age adaptable, so we basically have two groups. We can do 6 to 11 and 11 to 16, but this is something that my son is he's 5, and I've been teaching him about this ever since he was 4 years old. Even 3 years old, we've been planting container gardens and and setting up warm composting. So even for younger kids and kids that are older than 16, this is still going to work. But we just want to create a framework here for the curriculum. Your children will, as you know, will engage through stories, to play, and to tactile experiences. So that's one of the ways that we can teach the younger kids. The older kids will probably start diving deeper into conversations, into design challenges, and even into research, and even entrepreneurship projects. You can maybe start a microgreen micro business at home. Those are things that are possible with this curriculum. We will include prompts and suggestions for scaling activities based on age and based on the attention span again, and also the developmental level that you're working with. Again, we want to make this as flexible as possible, so the flexibility is built into the delivery. You're gonna receive lessons that are delivered by email every week. This is gonna make it easy for you to pace your learning. You can use the content week by week, or you can download and adapt it into your rhythm, because I know you probably have other curriculums that you're teaching your children, or you have your schedules. So it's going to be very flexible to use. You can also opt to get into a lifetime access, so you can use it year by year if you have different kids, different children that you want to teach it, or maybe across seasons, depending on how you structure your homeschooling. We are homeschoolers at home. We homeschool our son, and we understand the challenges. We understand the scheduling and everything that goes with it. And so we designed this to be designed for how homeschooling works. We want to make sure that we understand busy schedules, the different ages learning together sometimes, but we want to make sure that we spark that desire for something meaningful, for something that's going to reconnect kids to nature, to themselves. And again, there's no fluff in this. We stripped out all the fluff. We keep what works. We want to make sure that this is communicated with clear guidance, with inspiring content, and with practical learning activities. So with that being said, this program, again, was specifically built to support homeschooling families, pods, co-ops, and it's designed with that flexibility in its core. Whether you're brand new to permaculture, or you already have experience growing food, or you've done different things with ecology or permaculture, we made this curriculum approachable and accessible. And it's also empowering. It's you don't need to be an expert in permaculture. As parents, we're gonna learn at the same pace as the kids are learning. So this is also a journey for parents. But we also have to understand that we are the guides, and many homeschooling families are already very into this, very into guiding their children in their education, very taking the lead and the responsibility for that. So we want to make sure that we become the guides, and we, as the curriculum providers, we want to give you all these tools so you have that at your disposal. But here's the key: you already know your child better than anyone, and you know what excites them. You know what keeps their attention. You know if they're hands-on, imaginative, verbal, visual, curious, they're cautious. You know how your child learns, their learning styles, their how you can approach new teachings to them. So this curriculum is going to give you a structure, but it's going to leave space for your intuition and your child's learning style to lead the way. So that's what we want to share. This is not something that you follow A to Z. It's a structure. It's more of a conversation, which this is not a script, and that you're gonna follow word by word. We we know that the real magic happens when, when we're teaching, and when I'm teaching my son, when we're doing this and we're having these conversations, that's where the real magic happens. Instead of being a lecture, we want to make sure that we are encouraging this Socratic method to say like this, or asking questions, listening deeply, and letting our child connect the dots for themselves. So we, at some lessons, we can start conversations like, why do you think soil matters? What would happen if it rained and there were no trees? Those are things that are going to start creating stories for them. And also about observation. What patterns do you see in nature around you? These are all questions that are going to spark that imagination and that critical thinking as well. So our goal is to develop resilient, critical thinking, grounded kids who can engage with the world and do it in a thoughtful, creative, and ethical way. Ethics is a big part of permaculture, and that's going to be at the core of this curriculum. Ethics meaning the rules that we follow as humanity in relation with nature. So again, don't worry about teaching it perfectly. What matters most is that you are present, that you are curious as well, and you're open to learning alongside your children. Because in this kind of education, connection is the whole curriculum. Having that connection to nature, having that connection to each other, having that connection to purpose. And when kids feel that connection from us, they learn, and the learning for them comes alive. So again, Elephant Garden supports a whole child, whole family approach to learning. It naturally incorporates multiple subjects. We're going to talk about biology. We're going to talk about ecology, design, storytelling, collaboration, and even entrepreneurship. This aligns with values many of us as homeschoolers and homeschooling families already hold. We want to learn by doing. We want to learn with purpose. We're purpose-driven educators, so we want to learn with purpose. And we also want to, again, encourage that connection to the natural world in our young generations. The outcome for the kids, it's important, because this is not just something that we're gonna test them on. We want to make sure that we give them real life skills. And I'm sure, and I'm positive that you guys are already in this path of taking lead in your child's education and making sure that you give them the best of yourself, and also the best of what the world can offer them. And from our end, we want to offer them the knowledge of how to grow food, how to design a garden, how to understand ecosystem functions. We believe that growing food as a skill and learning about ecology is a very important life skill for now and for the future. The way humanity is going, it's going to become more and more important. So we want to help them understand that. We also want to help them build personal resilience and decision making skills, and that love for that lifelong learning, to continue to learn, continue to explore. So these are what we feel are the foundations for raising confident and ethical and capable young people. In terms of what the future can be, or what the outcome can be, or what the path can be as a career development for kids if they decide to continue on this path. Again, we don't want this to just be a seasonal project, but more of a doorway. We built this as a pre-permaculture design course. Again, it's built over the permaculture design certificate that we take as professional permaculturists. So this is going to prepare them to spark interest in maybe green jobs, on internships, in further training and also in community involvement, but it's also an investment in your child's future and in the future of the earth. This curriculum can lead to green careers, community leadership, permaculture certifications, and take that as a career, as a professional career. Regenerative entrepreneurship, which is a big field right now. It's been for a few years, but it's becoming very important for our planet, and it's becoming a very lucrative and yeah, an important path as a career, and we need more people that are thinking in regenerative businesses. And again, it doesn't need to be ecology. Regenerative can be applied to a lot of different areas in our communities. I've been able to travel and volunteer in different places, in different cities, in different countries. It's a really good experience, and I've met people from all across the world, and that's always enriching, for especially as a young for young people. So this is something that it's a skill that they can take when they travel. If they want to find volunteer opportunities, they'll have something of value to offer when if they want to pursue this. And also in terms of teaching and public speaking, one of the big things about permaculture is not just training permaculture designers, but more permaculture ambassadors or teachers, people that want to share this with the world. We want to make sure that more and more people are in understanding with what permaculture can be and what the impact that we can create with permaculture work in the planet. So that being said, we made it, again, simple and flexible. You can subscribe as a single family for the year. Get the lessons week by week. We'll also have an upgrade for a lifetime access to the full library. If you're a pod or co-op or organization, you can let me know, and we'll talk about our group rates. And but what we want to offer today is a founder member value deal, which is, again, for the whole 48-week plan, which is less than $4 a lesson. You'll be joining us for $177 per year. Again, what includes is the whole curriculum, the parent guides and facilitator guides, the stories that we share every week. You're gonna have printable worksheets, journaling, art activities, and the adaptability for multiple ages. And you're gonna receive this week by week. And we also want to continue to create a community around this. So we're gonna have the live Q&As bi-weekly, and you can also send questions, and we'll answer them live if you're not able to attend. And from that, with this, I'll open the room for questions, and just want to thank you guys for being here, for taking the time out of your schedule. And again, just I'm gonna post the link to join on the chat, or I will send it on to your email. Let me just do that really quick.